Welcome back, everybody. This is not a regular video. This is kind of serious. So, let's do this. Cheers. All right, so this is not the video I wanted to make today. The video I wanted to make today was a video about John Gwynne's Shadow of the Gods. And I didn't just want to make a video about John Gwynne's Shadow of the Gods. I wanted to record this while I was making mead, because mead is a big thing in that book. And yeah, I recorded that video, or I thought I recorded that video, and then I realized that I didn't, because my camera fucked up, or I fucked up, and we don't know. And the video doesn't, like, only parts of it exist. So y'all missed out on me shirtless with like a lot of honey. Is what I'm saying here. It was a sticky situation. And that sucks. I'll still, go and talk about John Gwynne's Shadow of the Gods in the near future, because it's a good book and you should all go and read it because it's fun. It's not perfect though, and I have a lot of issues with it. But I don't know. I felt it might be something that's interesting to some of you to understand me as a person, I guess. To talk about what, fucking up with that video did to me. Like, the first thing there is, I can't just go and reshoot this video. I've had like fuck ups before, and I realized, a video didn't work, and then I just like reshot it, because it's like I sit here, I open another beer, I talk again about the book, and sometimes the next one is even better because I actually get a chance to think through all the stuff that I fucked up the first time round. But with like making 30 liters of mead, I can't just go and reshoot that one. So that's like, I mean, yeah, I can, and the answer, like, I totally can do that. But for that, I would need another barrel, and I would need another 10 kilos of honey and all that other stuff, which is a lot of money. Also, then I would have like 60 liters of mead, and who could possibly drink all of that? Not me, I can tell you that. Point is, so this is one that, I would need to think about how to do that. And see, the issue there is, doing YouTube videos as someone who's blind is a dumb idea on the face of it, right? I do usually film by using I use a GoPro camera, an old shitty one, a GoPro 7 Silver, which doesn't have like an external microphone or anything like that. It sucks. In a lot of ways, but I didn't want to invest in like a really expensive camera. So basically what I do is I switch this thing on, and then I just talk, and then I switch it off, and then I upload the thing. Sort of. Yeah, I add like a fade in and fade out, and you don't even want to know how I do that. But the point is, cameras are not made for blind people. You have to trust that the things work. And the obvious answer is that I could totally ask someone else to help me. I have a flatmate, and he's super nice. You've already seen him when I talked with him about Reaper's Scale. And he even offered, like, so like, maybe you can do the mead thing on Tuesday when I'm back here, because he's not here right now. Like, we could totally do that, and then I can, make sure, like, help you or whatever. And then I said no, because I wanted to do it today. I wanted to prove it to myself that I can do this on my own. And yeah, I have like a 30-liter barrel of like hopefully soon to be mead up there, which is cool. So I can kind of, but the thing I'm trying to explain here is the weird need of someone like me, or maybe it's only me, I don't know, to prove to myself and the world that I can actually do all these things and not just be someone who needs help, which, is dumb, because even people that are not blind, do YouTube videos sometimes with someone helping them or anything. And it's like, if someone else would have looked on the screen of my camera, they would have noticed that it wasn't recording when I was like pressed record and all of that. So it's sort of my arrogance and my need to prove to myself and the world that I can do all of these things that like brought me to this point where I don't have the video that would have been really cool. Because, you know, it's a Viking book, and I'm talking about, and I'm making actual meat at the same time. Wouldn't that have been perfect? Yeah, it would have been perfect. Well, not that perfect, because like all the stuff I talked about wasn't that good. But the point was, it sounded really good in my head, and while it wasn't as good as as it sounded in my head, it was still pretty cool. And it's a dumb, like really dumb mistake, like not something that could have been prevented, I guess, that led to the point where I don't have that video. And the thing I really wanted to explain and to you all, and try to like maybe get across, is that which comes back to that thing that I spoke about before when I talk about being broken, or like the idea of brokenness, and how it is explained in the Malazan Book of the Fallen, which is trying to connect things to other things and so forth. But the point is that it is very much about feeling inadequate, or having that feeling like trying to have agency, being able to do all these things, right? And that's, I mean, that's dumb, because it's not like it's not like I'm completely helpless or anything like that. Making mead and recording YouTube videos at the same time is not, you know, on the list of essential skills that anyone should have. But still, it's how to explain this, but this feeling that like even people that you know and you like, and that like are your friends, that trying to not need their help is so deeply ingrained, because at least for me, is so deeply ingrained, is so much part of my personality at this point. This is like a real problem, and I'm aware of that, but it still doesn't work. And I figured I'll try to walk through all of this with you, because like if you watch some of those videos that I make, usually like a lot of this is just me proving to myself and the world, but mostly to myself, because we're all like focused on ourselves most of the time, right? Is me proving to myself that I am more than just like that I am like a real functioning human, that I'm more than just this person who needs help with their life or whatever, which obviously is dumb as fuck, right? It's absolutely stupid, because like I know that like when it comes to handicaps, being blind is like top tier, right? This is like, blind people are super privileged. You can almost live a completely normal life compared to people who have other handicaps. I'm super privileged. I know that. But still, you have that feeling like of coming up against these hard walls of the universe. And that just really makes me angry. And I do dumb things. I make dumb decisions. Like as I said, I could I just forced the issue today. Even like apart from like in the end fucking up the camera, it was super windy, it was super stormy. I was standing out there and the sound was probably not good. Like I mean, for the parts of the video that I actually have, the sound was really shitty and everything. Because yeah. But I had to prove it to myself that I can do the whole thing on my own. Which is dumb. And now I'm sitting here and I know that I apparently can't, because of a dumb fuck up with technology. And once again, this would be just like me sitting back like, yeah, fuck it. happens. You press play, in this case, you press record, and you don't double check. Like, yes, I couldn't double check, but still, this shit happens to everyone, I assume, or almost everyone. Well, what happens then is that the fact that I fucked up this small thing that I could have possibly double checked or whatever, um, like kind of invalidates the entire thing. It's like, yes, I did make the meat, all of that. I mean, not made. I mean, I mixed all the stuff and it's gonna ferment now for like the next couple of weeks. But it invalidates all the other stuff that I did, and I'm sitting here and I'm feeling like crap because I'm like, apparently I'm useless, I'm dumb and stupid, and I can't get shit done or whatever. And yeah, that's the point. Basically, is like I fucked up in a really stupid way, and then that like small fuck up basically like goes and like knocks a hole into like the rest of my like feeling of self-worth or whatever. And that's just like super hard to bear, I guess, in a way. And to bring this around once again, it's like I feel like that's one of those things that are very like I really want to talk about that in like a larger or more like well researched context. Once again, when we talk about handicaps in literature, well, mostly in fantasy literature, but I feel that's one of those things that what I said when I said, well Malazan gets right about broken characters is exactly that idea of like acceptance, like making that not part of the identity, like not talking about it, right? Not not only talking about it, but like making it clear that you're that it's about the person and not the handicap. And this is something that is so fucking difficult for us. Like it's super difficult for everyone. It's I assume it's very difficult for people that interact with someone like me to ignore the fact that I'm blind. But on the other side, it's also very, very, very difficult for me because even with all the things that I do, it's so difficult to just not make it a major part of like how I think and how I work and how I do things and how I am. And yeah, I'm just saying it sucks. It sucks a lot. And now I'm sitting here and I have no idea what to do with that. Like, I mean, I know what I will do with that meat if it works out and everything. But I still wish I would have done like, would have had like a real video of me making meat and talking about John Gwynne's Shadow of the Gods. And I looked at it and I could do like another batch of meat, which would cost me roughly 100 euros. And then I would have like 60 liters of meat. And don't ask me what I would do with 60 liters of meat. I'm not sure what I would do with that. Also, 100 euros is 100 euros, and I don't have that much money right now because times are hard, right? Anyway, I just felt I should, put this out there to maybe make you understand why I am the way I am. At least when it comes to like doing dumb shit in a way. It's basically always about trying to prove to myself and the universe that I'm a person, right? I'm a human being. I'm a person that is not defined by things that I have no control over. And I understand that that's something that is most of us have in some way. It's like that's where the whole idea of privilege or lack of privilege comes from in the end. But it's like, I don't know, it just makes me angry most of the time. That's what I wanted to say. Like I'm really fucking angry at myself and at the fucking universe for forcing me to be the way I am. not being able to, just like look at the screen of a camera and see that it's recording or not. And that, I don't know. I could go out and just burn something down, like ideally the entire universe, but let's be reasonable here for a moment. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow with like actual proper Malazan content, and I'll figure out what to do about John Gwynne and shout out the gods in the next couple of days. Until then, have a great Sunday. Cheers.